This is now the part 11 of the LEED V4 Reference Guide for Homes Design and Construction online review. Again, all the pictures or images in this video are from Google and USGBC website. If you have comments, suggestions, or complaints regarding the images, pictures, or in this video itself, please email me at nelka_rocco@yahoo.com and I will immediately reply to you and take action on whatever the reason of your email. Thank you. Why I created this online reviewer? To help myself and others to pass the LEED AP exam in one shot. These are the LEED credit categories. On my previous video, we discussed the sustainable sites prerequisite to the no invasive plants. Now, we will proceed to sustainable sites credit 1, the heat island reduction. Heat island reduction is the first credit under sustainable sites. It is possible for 2 points and 1 exemplary performance. It has 2 options to achieve this credit. Option 1 is shading and option 2 is non-absorptive materials. Heat island reduction. Intent: to minimize effects on microclimates and human and wildlife habitats by reducing heat islands. It is possible for 2 points. Requirements: ensure that at least 50% of hardscapes and roofs, but not including common roads that serve multiple buildings on the project site, meet one or more of the following requirements. Points are awarded according to Table 1. Table 1. Points for percentage area with shading or non-absorptive material. Percentage of hardscape area: 50 to 75%, 1 point. More than 75%, 2 points. Option 1. Shading, 1 to 2 points. Locate trees or other plantings to provide shading of hardscapes. Shading should be calculated when the sun is directly overhead, noon on the summer solstice, based on 10 years growth after installation. Further to requirements, Option 2. Non-absorptive materials, 1 to 2 points. Install light-colored, high-albedo materials or vegetation-covered hardscapes. Acceptable strategies include the following. 1. Using ENERGY STAR qualified roof products in appropriately sloped applications or performance equivalent for projects outside the US. 2. Installing vegetated roofing. 3. Using open pavers, counting only the vegetation, not the pavers, or engineered grass pavers. And 4. Using paving materials with a 3-year age solar reflectance or SR of at least 0.28. If 3-year age value information is not available, use materials with an initial SR of at least 0.33 at installation. Behind the intent, heat island effect is the absorption of heat by the built environment, such as pavement and buildings, and its radiation to the surrounding area. The radiation of heat in urban areas raises air temperatures, thus increasing demand for air conditioning and potentially disrupting local ecosystems. Including high albedo material and shading strategies in a project reduces local heat island effects and improves thermal comfort for pedestrians. Using trees for shading of hardscapes further reduces heat island effects because leaves and needles can remove ozone and nitrogen dioxide from auto exhaust, and plant respiration provides evaporative cooling. This is from California Air Resources Board. Step-by-step guidance. Step 1. Do preliminary calculation. Calculating the extent of hardscape, roof, and planted areas can provide insight into which strategy or combination of strategies needs to be pursued to meet credit requirements. Most projects need to use non-absorptive roofing materials to meet the required thresholds. Obtain or create an accurate site and building plan from which precise area measurements can be made. Determine the areas of the roof and plant hardscapes. For hardscapes, determine the compliance pathway, shading versus non-absorptive, if any. For roofs, determine the non-absorptive compliance pathway, if any. In parking structures, only the roof or top level is considered in calculations. Any parking surfaces underneath the building, lower levels of parking garages, or underground parking are not within the scope of this credit. Step 2. Specify plantings to achieve shading target. For Option 1. Estimate the area shaded by plantings when the sun is directly overhead, noon on the summer solstice, June 21 in the US, within 10 years after planting. Have an experienced landscape professional calculate plant growth and shading potential. Calculate the percentage of shading within 10 years as the percentage of the total hardscape and roof areas. Add this percentage to the total percentage calculation in option 2, below if both options are pursued. Step 3. And/or select non-absorptive materials for option 2. Evaluate and select non-absorptive material options for roof or hardscapes. See further explanation, roofing options. Step 4. Verify installation. Verify that the selected plants, hardscape, and/or roofs options were installed in the correct quantities and locations. Step 5. Calculate compliant areas. Provide a designed site plan, calculations, and photo documentation detailing the area and location of non-absorptive roof and shaded or non-absorptive paving. See further explanation example. We will now proceed to further explanation. Roofing options. Vegetated roofing is one means of satisfying the non-absorptive materials criterion for this credit. However, its pros and cons need to be considered. A vegetated roof system can add social and aesthetic value to a property, in addition to its thermal and stormwater management benefits. It typically costs more than other alternatives, takes more maintenance, creates a greater potential for leaks, and requires increased roof structure to carry the extra weight. An alternative to vegetated roofing is using ENERGY STAR approved roof products, which are listed at energystar.gov. These roof systems provide good thermal reflectivity and may reduce energy demands within the home. ENERGY STAR metal roofs are also excellent for use in rainwater harvesting systems because they have smooth, extended wear surfaces. Unlike asphalt shingle roofs, they do not shed granulated contaminants into rainwater storage systems. Hardscape strategies. One strategy is to specify high albedo concrete for hardscapes. In general, 4,000 psi concrete mix contains enough white Portland cement to meet an initial SR of 0.33 with a 3-year SR of 0.28. The concrete vendor must provide documentation for this rating. Although concrete hardscapes reduce the heat island effect, impervious surface areas can affect surface water management. Pervious favor systems contain voids between the favors set over a thick rock base to allow for water infiltration. These systems can effectively manage most of all of the water from a typical rain event, minimizing runoff. In addition, the pavers can meet SR requirements for hardscapes. Grass paver systems are open grids that allow grass to grow in the cells. This both reduces the total hardscape area by the percentage of voids in the favor systems and provides stormwater management. Areas containing grass paving blocks that meet the SR requirements of this credit, combined with the turf between the blocks, are considered 100% covered by elements meeting the requirements of this credit. Continuing to further explanation. Example. Figure 1. Site plan of roofing and hardscape strategies. Illustration by Terrell Broyles. The site has a total roof area of 3,000 square feet, a 550 square foot patio, not under roof, a 200 square foot sidewalk, and a 700 square foot driveway. The designer is planning to use ENERGY STAR qualified roofing materials for 90% of the roof, and open favors with 30% vegetation for the patio. 50% of the patio, sidewalk, and driveway is shaded by trees. The team makes the following calculation: qualifying product area over total product area. The result is 78.8%, meets the requirements and earns 2 points. International tips. Projects outside the US may install roof products that have not been qualified under the ENERGY STAR program if they meet the ENERGY STAR product specifications available on the ENERGY STAR website. All products must meet the standards of the current version of ENERGY STAR as of the date of their purchase. Related credit tips. SS Credit Rainwater Management. Using porous pavers and vegetated roofing directly reduces stormwater runoff. WE Credit Outdoor Water Use. If using option 1, shading, consider the water requirements of the plants and how that will affect outdoor water consumption. Using drought-resistant and native plants will minimize the effect. EA credit annual energy use. Using highly reflective materials for roofing can directly reduce cooling loads, as can planting trees to shade the building, especially on east and west facades. Changes from LEED for Homes 2008. The credit's scope has been expanded to include roof strategies. SR is now used instead of SRI for hardscapes, and an option to use a 3-year age SR value has been added. For multifamily buildings, credit is no longer awarded to a project that places at least 50% of paving, example parking garage, underneath the building. Contract language recommendations. This is for contractor. Install Energy Star qualified current version requirements roofing products as required to meet the SR specifications of this section. Technical resources. Energy Star product specifications. In their website energystar.gov/products/specs/. Reference standards. None. Exemplary performance. Not available. This is a little confusing because in the checklist it says it is available for 1 point for exemplary performance, but in the guidelines it says not available. So I already sent an email to the USGBC regarding the conflict of this credit for sustainable SATs. For now, let's say it is not available. Verification and submittals. Supporting verification materials made available by the project team. Provide site plan with trees and other plantings to show shading of hardscapes. Provide non-absorptive product names and installed area. Provide calculations showing percentage of area with shading or non-absorptive materials. Group project. Single calculation can be performed for entire development. Common parking areas must be included in calculation. Common roads and alleys may be excluded. For verification team, verify calculations or estimates related to shaded and or non-absorptive areas. Conduct on-site verification of shade trees or other plantings and non-absorptive products. And last, verify that non-absorptive materials meet credit requirements. Glossary or definition of terms. Hardscape. The inanimate elements of the building landscaping. It includes pavement, roadways, stone walls, wood and synthetic decking, concrete paths and sidewalks, and concrete, brick, and tile patios. Structure. Elements carrying either vertical or horizontal loads. Example, walls, roofs, and floors that are considered structurally sound and non-hazardous. 3-year age SR or SRI value a solar reflectance or solar reflectance index rating that is measured after 3 years of weather exposure. Rainwater harvesting, the capture, diversion, and storage of rain for future beneficial use. Typically, a rain barrel or cistern stores the water. Other components include the catchment surface and conveyance system. The harvested rainwater can be used for irrigation. Heat island effect, the thermal absorption by hardscape, such as dark, non-reflected pavement and buildings, and its subsequent radiation to surrounding areas. Other contributing factors may include vehicle exhaust, air conditioners, and street equipment. Tall buildings and narrow streets reduce airflow and exacerbate the effect. Impervious surface, an area of ground that development and building have modified in such a way that precipitation cannot infiltrate downward through the soil. Examples of impervious surfaces include roofs, paved roads and parking areas, sidewalk and soils that have been compacted either by design or by use. Infiltration, HVAC, uncontrolled inward air leakage to conditioned spaces through unintentional openings in ceilings, floors, and walls from unconditioned spaces or the outdoors caused by the same pressure differences that induce exfiltration. This is from ASHRAE 62.1, 2010. This is now the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Watch for the next video, LEED V for Homes Sustainable Sites Credit to Rainwater Management. See you again later.